Right, well, thank you. I'm Chris Fremantle. I've been involved in On the Edge for probably something like 10 years.
What is the value of artistic approaches to these other contexts and vice versa? And you know, what is method, I suppose, in artistic research, which is something that we constantly kind of are concerned about. So, and of course, anthropologists are extremely able to go into situations of human relations and actually figure out what the underbelly of those situations are. So this rich terrain hopefully will help us to find synergies in relationships.
Three basic questions in which are: how do you build research appropriately in a practice-led context? What are the methods and consequences of mining practice through research? And what is the status of intervention versus observation? If I take a simple example, you probably all know of Daniel Barenboim. He's a pianist and a conductor, and he started the West Eastern Divan Orchestra with Edward Said. So in the one scenario, as a pianist, he is a leader. Self-evidently, other musicians look to him. They understand that when he performs as a pianist, he is exemplary, and he is inspirational, and he is doing something that other people seek to emulate and seek to follow. As a conductor, he is performing what is recognized as a leadership role, and actually quite often quoted as a leadership type of leadership, which is organizing a group of people, and in a sense that exercise of leadership is even manifest in the literal way that the orchestra comes onto the stage and they all tune up as the audience are coming in, and the conductor comes on as the hero entering the stage to lead the event. And that, in a sense, that central area is also then replicated by the directors of arts organizations, and in a sense the difference between the conductor and the leader of an arts organization is not very great. That's a field.
In my opinion, the executive function is like being a captain on a big ship. The art is to assemble this team in such a manner that every member can contribute the maximum. And that's something that actually originated in space travel and flying. Yeah, basically for all the disciplines it was the aim to get to the material with their own discipline, to show something or to generate knowledge that is in this 400 or 500 pages that hasn't been shown by the socio-scientific analysis.
I wandered off the point, getting too excited. But what you've been talking about seems to me that what we need to do is have open a channel of communication between the the standardised business models and the artist model, and allow this collision to happen in a safe environment where nobody will feel threatened or challenged, yes, but no, the security won't be threatened.
I think another really good example, I just came out of the research that I was doing in rural areas about, there was actually an artist, and I've gone to one particular village in North Yorkshire called Massam. I don't know whether anyone's been up there. They've got a brewery, Black Sheep Brewery. And I was talking to, there was a focus group there, and I was looking at female entrepreneurs at the time, but there was one particular, the question that the Regional Development Agency had asked me to ask was, why is this particular village so entrepreneurial? What is it about this village? Who are the animateurs? Who's driving this real creative process of entrepreneurship? And it was basically built around creative industries. And actually, it went down to one individual. Every single person that I spoke to in that village that had a business that was part of that community, and even people outside the business community that I spoke to, all pointed to one man who was an artist that moved into the area 20 years before, and it had taken, going short, medium, long term, it had taken a period of 20 years for this to become realised, in a sense, in a very positive economic sense, which is obviously what I was looking at. But he'd gone in and he just was who he was. He moved in, he was a glassmaker, he was an artist, he was a person, he was an entrepreneur in a rural community, but he, through just being who he was, had the most profound economic effect that will never be measured on that particular village, and also really made that village view itself in a different way and facilitated it to become entrepreneurial, much more entrepreneurial in the way it looked at itself and the way it was.
So you would associate leading or leadership with power?
I've been struggling with a model that really seats deeply with me. There's an undercurrent of real issues with structure. Yet the strongest leader in my familial relationship is Granny Collins.